Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And as you may know, if you've been following Magic TV, I've been away from beautiful Florida for a while. And on the way back, my travel schedule disrupted my vlog schedule, and so we've gone an entire week without a vlog, for which I apologize. And because of this, we have to go back 2 weeks for our last viewer's favorite question. But that viewer's favorite question was Astral Soul Monad from Magenta, which dealt with the parts of the higher self. Now, it's time to start a new week of vlog questions, and of course if you have questions for the vlog, you can send them to me, Reverend Don Lewis at donlewishp@aol.com. You can put them in the comments section here at Magic TV or on Facebook pages where the vlog appears. And today our question comes to us from Thrak, and Thrak actually has 2 questions. And Thrak tells us that ever since he was a little boy, he has wanted to develop spiritual abilities. And he's found this very difficult. To make matters worse for Thrak, he's known other people who mastered these same abilities quite easily, or it seems so to Thrak. And most of these people were women. And this caused him to feel very jealous and very frustrated in his own pursuit of spirituality. And Thrak's 2 questions are these. 1, are women more spiritually powerful than men? And 2, how can he deal with his feelings of jealousy regarding this subject? And the first question is one on which, of course, there will be a diversity of opinion. My personal opinion is not that women are more powerful spiritually than men, but I do think women are often more open spiritually than men. And I think that very often when women choose to pursue their spirituality, it can be a little bit easier for them to get in touch with it. Now, whether this is due to nature or nurture, I will not pretend to know, but I will say that many people would suggest that because women are involved in childbirth and child rearing and nurturing generally, they're more in touch with their emotions and their spirituality, while other people would suggest that this is a cultural matter and that women are taught that they should be more open to their emotions and their spirituality, while men are taught not to be. But either way, I think that women sometimes do find it easier to express their spirituality and to develop their spirituality, whether by nature or by nurture. However, that's not the same thing as saying they're more spiritually powerful than men. And I think that when we talk about spiritual abilities and spiritual accomplishments, it's really very much an individual path. Some women will develop more easily than others, some men will develop more easily than others, some people, whether male or female, will develop more than others, and it has to do, I think, with one's individual characteristics, one's past life experiences, one's aptitudes, and one's perseverance. And does gender make any difference? Well, again, I think that women sometimes do find it easier to open to these things initially, but after that I think it's hard work for everybody. Now, having said that, how can Thrak deal with his feelings of jealousy? Well, I would recommend a releasing spell of some sort, and of course the First Degree book is full of all kinds of different ways you can do spells. I usually recommend burning, but there are many different ways to do this. What you want to do is you want to write down the emotions that you want to release, and then you want to have a symbolic act that releases them, and that symbolic act will interact with your higher self. You want to put energy into it when you do it, and we talk about all of this in the books. But you can write it down and then burn it to send it away, you can bury it under a tree, you can put it in a river, you can release it in any number of ways. But you want something that will interact with your higher self, and these are various different ways you can do it. And I'm not usually big on saying you must do it exactly this way, because there are so many different ways you can do it. And so I would say, consider the different ways and see what you think would work best for you. I find burnings are very effective, partly because they're very dramatic. But people often find it difficult these days to have a place where they can do a burning, and so there are also many other things you can do. So those would be my thoughts on the subject. I hope you find them helpful, and until next time, may you blessed be. Pray for peace. Pray for love. Pray for stability. Pray for the nation where you live. Pray for the world. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from witchschool.com. Are you looking for the best in pagan and magical education? With more than 12,000 pages, witchschool.com is like having your own personal library with individual learning assistants to help you study. And Witchschool's Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere education system is available any place on Earth, anywhere you are and anytime you want it, as long as you have an internet connection. Witchschool's lifetime memberships are a great value. They really do last a lifetime. They've been there for years and they'll be there for years to come. So get your membership today at witchschool.com.